Right, we're looking at Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager, and we can see here that we've got a platform in help and about VirtualBox, and we can see this is 5.1.22. Now the VMs are there, they're in this platform. The platform may have been upgraded, it may be new, there's a new build, but what we need to ensure is that each of the VMs has the same guest editions installed. Now, to get those guest editions, you first of all need to install the extension pack alongside the platform, and that will give you access then to the appropriate guest editions, and it will give you that as a virtual ISO, so a virtual disk image. Now what we can see here is I've got a mininet running, which is an Ubuntu server, and if I look under machine and session information, I can see that the guest editions that's been detected is 4.3.4, so not 5.1.22. So the first thing I can do is whilst I'm at the command line, is I can just have a quick look and see what's in /opt. And I can see in here I've only got in blue there, just about we can make out the VirtualBox guest editions of 4.3.4. So I'm going to go up to the top here and I'm going to go to devices and I'm going to insert the guest editions CD image. Now that makes it available. I'm just going to do an LLBLK so I can actually have a look, see. Yeah, I can see that I've got an SR0, that's actually a ROM device, that's the CD-ROM. So that's the one that I need to mount, so sudo for mount, isn't it? So, as normal. The device is SR0, and the mount point that's available for me here, in fact, is media/CD-ROM. We can see it's mounted as read only, which is fine, because that's the normal ways of a CD-ROM. We can effectively move to that. So if we cd media/CD-ROM, we can have a look and see what's there, and we can see that's the contents of the CD-ROM. Now you can see this is usable across different distributions, including Solaris, Windows, and Linux, and it's the Linux one in the current. Well, I need to sudo that first, in fact, so we're going to do an install. And VBox Linux additions.run. So if we run that away, that will actually remove the installed 4.3.4 and install the correct new version of 5.1.22. It's not a particularly long process, but that's the way to do it. If you did this via a GUI or a Windows operating system GUI, then what you could do is when it's built, when it's up and running, is if you go to devices and then again install the CD-ROM. So just do as we did before through the top here, devices, insert that. That will effectively be the same as put in the CD DVD into a real machine. And with a GUI type device, it usually auto detects that and starts to throws up an option for you to run that. Or just click run. I go through the process. It'll auto detect whether it's in Windows or whether it's in Linux. You don't have to tell it, and it will actually go through the install, pretty much as we're doing here. But starting point being, of course, the GUI and the CD-ROM, or the virtual CD-ROM as it is. So I've got this, and in fact, if we have a look, let's have a look and see what we've got. We have Mininet 2, so I'll leave that running for the time being. Just let this finish. As it's not long till it's ready for us. Now what this does is it just means that we've got all the sort of right access to the right drivers at this particular version of VirtualBox. So we can see there that that's in and dandy. If we have a look at the session information, we can still see it says 4.3.4, but if we look in opt, we can see that we've got 5.1.22. So what we need to do now is do a sudo shutdown -r. We'll do that now, and the reboot process will mean that when it comes back up, it will indeed have the correct version, the latest version of those. So it's just the old wait for it to reboot, and you'll actually see that in there, ready and rocking and rolling. So if we're going to, as if we're early enough, session information, and there it is, 5.1.22. so that will continue to build, and it will build, and it'll be using the correct version of guest additions. So we won't wait, we'll take it as read, but that is what we've got. Now, if this was a GUI based type device, and we'll do that in another video, what you'll see is that that will allow you to do things, very simple things like expand the screen resolution because it's pretty low, the classic sort of 800 by 600, but also you'll be able to do things like, as we should be able to do here, is use a shared clipboard. So we can use a bidirectional clipboard, maybe able to do drag and drop, certainly from a GUI type interface, but also be able to access shared folders. So I should be able to pull up a shared folder. I've actually already done this with these because this reflects something that was on an older release that we'd have upgraded, and that's actually a share that's here directly on the host machine. So we can copy and paste stuff between us, but you won't be able to do that if you don't have access to the guest additions. So that's all happening as we speak. So it's just waiting for the old network stuff, which usually sort of sits there and waits, especially when you're waiting for it, and we'll leave it to do its stuff. Okay. Happy that the guest additions are in play.